everybody, Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological mental health paradigm, and we try to do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. Sometimes my schedule doesn't allow that, but we try to be here as often as we can for your listening pleasure and edification. When we do that, I also try to reach people who might need coaching on a one-to-one basis. If that's you, please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. We can set something up and make something happen that hopefully will change your life for 2021 and beyond. The remainder of 2021, can't believe we're almost to the holiday season or the beginning of planning for it anyway, and beyond. So hopefully, would love to connect with you in those ways. This is our life lessons series. We've done about 40 of these things. This is number 40, and so just things that life may be trying to teach you that you may be missing is the idea behind the concept here. So influence. So what do you allow to influence you, and how do you influence others? When we look at influence and the impact we want to have on the world, we also have to track back and go, what influences us? What are we putting into our daily minds through what we read, what we listen to, who we socialize with, what we watch on television, the type of media we use, how much time we spend on social media? All of these things are influence points. And are we influencing ourselves in a way that leads to progression or destruction? Are we getting tied up in political wars, religious wars, physical wars that cost people lives? Are we getting tied up into things that aren't going to lead to a positive influence? And think about how you want to influence the world, and also how the world that you've already infiltrated has influenced you. The next thing is active listening. The practice of active listening is one of the most important things you can do at any point, no matter who you are. Now, active listening is not the same as using your ears. It's using your ears and your perception and your heart at the same time. It's finding ways to understand the value of every person's point of view without losing yourself in the process of it all, without connecting to a negative mindset through the ideas or concepts that people bring to you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to know every answer. It also doesn't necessarily mean that you have to connect with understanding everything about certain situations, but it does mean it's worth it to take a look at, am I actively engaging in the active listening? Am I actively connecting with people and understanding them in a way that I normally wouldn't if I was, paying less attention? In other words, am I paying enough attention to what people are saying, but also the things they're not saying between the lines? These are all valuable factors. These are all things that matter, and understanding how to do that, how to actively listen, is valuable. Have a vision. Have a vision for where your life's going in the long term. Have a vision of how where your life's going in the short term, where you want to be at the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of the year, where you want to be professionally, personally, emotionally, spiritually. In other words, have a vision for every area of your life. Be flexible with the vision, realizing that truth in itself is subjective. My truth and your truth could be separate. I could believe one thing, you could believe another. We believe it to be true, but both of us could have some degree of rightness and progression and destruction in our mindset. So don't get tied up so much in what is true. Get tied up instead in what is useful and not causing harm or pain. And the next thing is, be as unique as possible, but don't be unique just for being unique's sake. In other words, be unique because you see value in yourself, and there is a way you can live that life or that experience to the best of your ability without doing it just for attention. So make sure that the unique way in which you express yourself is something you truly believe in. Make sure it's something that you're committed to and are flexible. But, that's ultimately something to look at for a meaningful and from a meaningful perspective. The next thing is kind of look at adjust. So adjust the perspective you have, adjust the beliefs you have in accordance with the progress you want to make. It doesn't mean you have to lose yourself, but at the same time, be as flexible as you can be without losing your self identity so that the person you become is someone you believe in being, but also someone who is responsive to an ever changing world. The more stuck we are in old beliefs and unwillingness to change, the harder it is to actually achieve lasting change and meaningful connective relationships. And so the more we do that, the more we rob ourselves from the ability to move forward in a meaningful, progressive, productive, and strong way. Uh, that's there too. The next thing to consider is ultimately, don't allow yourself to lose the ability to dream big, dream large, dream small. Have small dreams. Have dreams that are attainable on a daily basis for yourself. Have dreams that are attainable on a weekly basis for yourself. Have long range dreams of bucket list type stuff that you may never get to, but you still dream of doing. Have dreams professionally, have dreams personally, have dreams about the quality of relationships you have. The more you're willing to dream, the better quality of life you're going to have in the long run anyway. So, flexibility in dreaming is one of the most important things you can do. And when you begin to understand the value of your dreams, big, medium, and small, the better quality of life you're going to have in the long run anyway. The next and final thing is understanding the value of your own ability to lead, be a leader. So being a leader means study. It also means showing compassion but remaining committed to your vision of the world. It means bringing the best out of others but not losing yourself in order to do it. Leadership is something that we should all study. Leadership is something that we should all be looking to improve within ourselves, no matter what our position in the world, because we're leaders in our homes, we're leaders in our families, we're leaders in our neighborhoods, in our communities. We can be leaders at work, we can be leaders in our relationships, but the skill of leadership is something that, in one way or another, we all are going to need to some degree. So hopefully this is helpful. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.